welcome to the latest installment of our coverage of Paper Mario, the Origami King. We are getting closer and closer to the finish line by the looks of it. On the previous stream, where we showed this off, a couple of days ago we managed to clear what is effectively World 4, the Yellow Streamer Zone, and we looked at pretty much the first reception room of what the World 5 zone is going to be, and unlocked the recording pipe back to Toad Town. So, we'll see how much of the adventure is left. It looks like it is just this final streamer, plus Peach's Castle, once it has been completely unwrapped. How long it will take me is currently completely unknown, given the pacing of this game and given that we have unlocked all of the bibliofolds at this point that are associated with the 4 elemental powers. And yeah, there's really no telling how this 5th one here is going to be structured and laid out. But in the meantime, actually, there's one thing that we need to take care of. I'm not using the controller that I thought I was. So why don't we actually just swap that out for one moment. So let's try that again. As I was saying, when I was actually holding the wrong controller, and one that is perhaps not as amenable to shaking around and pulling things and yanking things like the operation of the 1,000-fold arms that we do with the Joy-Cons, we're in Chapter 5, and we're just going to continue. But, as is typical, I'm just going to begin with a bit of a Battle Lab warm-up. See if we can push that scoreboard slightly. And this will serve as a bit of a technical check on our end, just to make sure everything is okay. And perhaps a bit of a mental check on the side of the game, when we see if we're really in any state to manipulate the rings at all. So, one thing I have not done yet here are the series of boss challenges. Setting speed records on a boss is, I think, something that will require a little more effort. But let's see if we can get a decent high score on speed rings. And just get on the leaderboard that I have populated by myself. 2 moves here, pretty simple. After a while, the barrier is, to some extent, more about execution. As you can see, even when I spot the solution right away, it does still take about 5 seconds just to assemble everything. And so sometimes when you encounter an actual roadblock that requires some thought, then issues begin to arise. So far, so good, though. I was kind of surprised to discover that the level 3 puzzles don't actually escalate the difficulty of this by very much. Looks like this is going to be something like that. Probably just flipping this around somehow. I totally do know this pattern, and it's really hard to visualize. Solved this so many times. Okay, that's what the warm-up is for. Try rotating it, says the Toad in the back. Very helpful, Toad in the back. But we have 2 moves. This doesn't really do anything. 2 moves. Sometimes it's blindingly obvious once I actually look at this objectively and see what it is I'm missing. There's definitely one move that is a lateral move that allows us to just snap this together in place. And for the life of me, I just cannot see that right now. Because sometimes you transpose by 3, and then that allows you to kind of manipulate what the center ring will be. Okay, so that was a bit of a bust. Hey, Wasabi Wabbit, welcome back. Don't know if I will be staying on for particularly long tonight, but we'll pick up where we left off and get through as much of World 5 as I can. That was a complete disaster. Let's try this again just to get our head back into it properly. I have not looked at the speed ring mode in quite a few days. Whoops. Once again, execution mistake there, wrong button. So yeah, 10 seconds, even though we saw the solution right away, that's not a great time at all. This is just... I want to say rotate once. Then how come we're missing 2? Right, because I have to... Yeah, just rotate these 2. Yeah. Bit of a sluggish mental warm-up. Not really feeling like I am solving these up to my previous level of efficiency, but that's the reason to do these. Well, one of the reasons, anyway. Also just to make sure it doesn't break our sound setup as it has been doing. Okay, this was where we got a bit jammed previously, and I think that if I have some kind of wraparound, well, we ultimately want to take advantage of some of these existing adjacencies here, where, like, if I swing that guy in the middle, okay. This one is familiar to me, and I don't know why I've been having so much trouble visualizing it today, but we'll just have to poke around with it until it kind of sticks. Yeah, never had so much trouble with this one. That's okay, just need to come back and, you know, look at this objectively. And in the meantime, just, you know, give it a moment of thought. I wonder why I was tripping up on that one twice. I don't remember ever having an issue with that one before. And that's just going to be a... oh, no, we don't need boots training. Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to take a moment's thought. I want to give it one more run, actually, just in case we slam right into that one again, just to see what's going on, because I don't see why I've tripped up there all of a sudden. This is going to be a single move. Which is good, because the execution time will be nice and low. 2 moves, as always. A lot of it is just pattern recognition after a while, if you've done a fair number of these. These are just hammer over here, line over here. And yeah, not running into serious roadblocks yet. That could change. This one is wrapping around the side. Okay, steadily starting to put this together again and trying to play somewhat competently. Looks like there is a spacing of 2 between these 2 guys here. What do we do with these guys here? 2 moves. This one's actually kind of difficult to visualize. It really seems like it should be shifting one down and then turning both to the center tiles, possibly shifting one across. Oops. So for example, if I move this one in place, I want the other one to have been moved in advance already. Yeah, there we go. Took me way too long. Way too long. This one's 2 moves, fairly simple. And 20 seconds left, we'll see really what can be done with this. 2 moves, once again. Just the luck of the random draw in some ways for speed rings, as we occasionally get the instantly visualizable ones, and we occasionally get this one, which is causing me a lot of grief. Yeah, something is wrong about the way I'm doing this one. Okay. That's fine, didn't really have enough time to take a proper look at it. Well, I think we'll just have to run with that today and inspect what the problem was later. And yeah, I'd eventually like to do that one a little better. I don't think I have the trophy for it yet. I do have the trophy for the first ring mode, the ringer. I'm not sure what the benchmark is for the speed rings trophy, if there is one, which I assume there must be. In the meantime, let's just camp out on the bench and continue. Do we need anything else? Actually, let me check the accessory shop. I've not been back since before we ran all of World 4, so it is something worth checking. I don't know if other accessory suppliers have also been restocked with different items. Nope, nothing from this guy. And yeah, let's just move on. Might as well check the item shop as well. See if there are any armaments that we need to stock up on. The range of the goodies has somewhat expanded rather. I also should wear the item badge if I'm going to shop for anything. Let me just shave off every discount we can. Okay. And let's see. I feel like we've needed some POW blocks for emergencies. There is a fairly low cap on that. Shinies are doing pretty well. Mushrooms are doing very well. Shiny Tail is something that I haven't actually used yet. Yeah, some of these mid-tier weapons, probably not too necessary as we just get into the high-tier weapons. But yeah, might as well just pick up a couple of the high-damage ones. What was this? Shiny Hurlhammer. We have 2. Okay. Not that I've really been expending the weapons that much. We've had a pretty ample supply of them throughout the game. Flashy Hammer's been doing well. Actually, low-tier iron boots are actually not a bad idea. And we've got plenty of cash to blow on all this. And there are, I think, a certain number of points that you collect for spending in the shop heavily anyway, which we don't tend to do. So, might as well build up a bit of an arsenal in the meantime. And just stock up on all we can. We see 2 remaining slots in the top corner. Don't know what that's all about yet. Seems like the supply of the ice and fire hammers is finite though, so spending those with abandon has not been the best idea. And let's get right back to it. Battle King, I think that might just be number of victories, but I'm not really sure. I received that one in the middle of one of the dungeons in World 4. Lots of trophies to go. I haven't really improved on our fishing. Nothing to fill this slot here yet. Okay, audio looks dead already. That's one of the things I was hoping would be fixed, but good thing we caught that now. Yeah, best to just get that all repaired before we get too deep into the experience. Should be working now though, and we'll see if that gets tripped up again, and hopefully not. Okay, where were we? World 5. So back to Toad Heaven. Way up in the sky. Is this the Shrek-colored video game streamer? Yes, it is. You see, these streamers that are wrapping up Peach's Castle are like onions, in that they're made of layers. And, you know, Mario here obviously is in an RPG context, not so much in an RPG context, but in a platforming context, a bit of an all-star in his own right. So hey Paxman, welcome. Thank you for dropping by. Hope you have been doing well on your end. So it is Sean, and that was Grease Spa over here on this side. Yeah, we've seen all that. So the thing that we stopped at before I abandoned the previous stream, or adjourned it, was buying a VIP pass off this guy so we can actually continue in Toad Heaven. Suggested donation is mandatory. Now, the only spoiler, and it's not really a spoiler, the only quasi-spoiler is that apparently there is a soft lock or save breaking issue that I'm supposed to avoid in this specific place here, where if I go forward to a certain room, I should not go backward, which is important for me to know because I'm the kind of player who is very likely to trip up that kind of thing. So we'll just not fool around too much. It seems like a lot of coins, but the coin dumps in this game can be very sudden and very intense. I mean, part of it is that... well, let me just read what he's telling me about the stamps first, but... okay, collect the stamps in the 4 locations. Yeah, but as far as the economic balancing goes, one of the reasons that I've amassed so much cash is that I'm not using the feature that dips into your pool of cash in order to extend the battle timer. You can do that, and you can set it up automatically, such that if you are slow at the puzzles, you can have the game automatically spend gold instead of time. So I haven't done that at all. I've just left that off to play the puzzles at their intended difficulty. The other thing is that I also played a mini-game, an optional mini-game in the last chapter that gave me 30,000 coins all at once. So, not really as intense as all that. And yeah, as I was saying, some of the coin dumps in this game can be rather sudden, in that you have some quests that suddenly charge you 10k or something out of the blue. And so having a bit of a bank in reserve is not a bad idea. I mean, I've built up probably a pretty considerable reserve at this point. That's much more than we'll ever need. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the elegance of classic Paper Mario is that, you know, your HP would just go up in increments of 5, your damage would just go up in increments of 1, etc. I can see the logic between, behind the high HP pool and the high damage numbers in this game, because you have so many enemies on the field at once that the incoming damage needs a lot of scalability. In that, like, I actually quite like how the damage is balanced in the battles, in that if you leave a lot of enemies on the board, you actually take a ton of punishment. But having the enemies be able to scale up to large numbers, I think actually does require Mario to have a sizable HP pool and some relatively large numbers to compensate. And by RPG standards, they're kind of still medium-sized numbers, in that we're talking about damage numbers that are, say, 2 digits, rather than 1 digit like in classic Paper Mario, but which have a certain granularity to them as a result. So this is the first stamp station. Successive soaker, okay. And what was this again? Spring of Purification, effective against rips and tears. I remember this from Kid Icarus. I think it's just a healing fountain. And it's a yellow spa fountain that is pretty much in a Nintendo context. Well, I mean, not necessarily an overt reference to Kid Icarus, but I think it certainly is modeled after that. Although maybe it's some kind of portal? I think it is some kind of portal. Or just a cutscene. Okay, just a cutscene. Yeah, Paxman, I don't know if you mean Kid Icarus Uprising or Classic Kid Icarus. I actually didn't play Classic Kid Icarus until the 3DS era. It was just one of those classic 8-bit games that I never really caught up on in its own time. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things about it that are rough around the edges, but it's also just a surprisingly inventive game in many ways. I mean, it is trying to do too many things at once in some ways, but it does them quite inventively, let's say. A bit of a weird difficulty curve, though, but it was a very valuable experience, I thought, to actually play it and recognize everything that was going on in Uprising. In a way, Uprising was reformulating a lot of the original ideas in the first game. Never looked at the Game Boy one. You know, the Kid Icarus 2 that was on the original Game Boy. Don't really know anything about it. Still never beat Uprising, okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed Uprising. Uprising is one of those games that, oddly enough, probably would have been perfect on Wii U, where you would still have access to dual screens, but perhaps a more stable and readable image in some ways. Oh, okay, so that's where Bowser's castle just decided to land out of nowhere. I didn't know Bowser brought his castle with him, actually, or got trapped here. We haven't seen Bowser since the very beginning of the game, so... Yeah, Uprising requires a bit of a custom posture, shall we say. Like, I was able to do it without cramps, but I had to find a good position for doing it in terms of holding my 3DS, which was an XL. And just, holding it at a level that would make sense. And let's see. Looks like this is basically going to be Bowser Zone. Haven't seen Comic all game, actually. Not really Paper Mario without him. Or without some variants of Kamek, like Kameo Koopa and some of the on 64, I guess. And okay. He's just a groundskeeper these days. Oh, hey, that's a beautiful shot. After escaping in a clown car, Lord Bowser returned to his castle where I awaited his command. And... oh, okay, so Bowser's been up to quite a bit since. You can see him pinched once again and folded up into squares just to the left of that dialogue bubble. And, yeah. I think it would have been interesting to... I mean, I only had the original 3DS XL. I never had a new 3DS. But I was quite intrigued to hear about the new 3DS head tracking stabilization. That would make the 3D effect much more usable. Because the first thing I thought of when I saw that was how it would improve Kid Icarus in some ways. Because there's quite a lot going on there that makes use of the 3D effect, but from the way you're holding the system, it's also challenging to maintain a stable image to make the 3D mode usable. And the head tracking on a new 3DS seemed to be the perfect solution to that. But, that was late enough in the life of the platform that I never found it worthwhile to get a second one. So, original 3DS was enough for me to work with. Look at this guy holding his calculator, this little heavenly accountant. And okay. Kamek is not paying his bills. He's just going to dine and dash. Okay, so that's what this world is going to be all about. Guess that answers a couple of questions. So here's the spa map when Bowser's castle is not just stomping all over it. Notice the hidden secret behind the cloud. That is in the southwest corner. We'll eventually know what that's all about, I'm sure. And hey, Electrodude, welcome. Yeah, I always did like the 3D mode on 3DS. It's just that for certain games where there's a lot of movement and where it's difficult to maintain a stable image with the way you're holding the system, it's not as usable. Like, I had trouble with that with things like Mario Kart 7, for instance. Which I thought was kind of a bit of a filler Mario Kart, to be honest. It's one of the few Mario Karts that has ever felt like a bit of a filler game. But, the 3D effect was the thing that it was bringing to the table, and unfortunately it was one thing that was, I think, a bit challenging to use comfortably. But for games that are slower paced, I really did like having the 3D effect in full blast. Like the 3DS Fire Emblems really had wonderful backgrounds that, just gave the terrain this very unique look when you were able to see the pieces on a 3D board. And yeah, 3D Land, of course, had a couple of the optical illusion rooms. among its little micro challenges. And these guys doing their penance. This way, Mario, there is no time for side quests. I kind of want to screenshot that. Because, you know, I'm always poking around, looking for side quests. Chutzpah. Well, I mean, I'm a paying guest, I can do it. Okay, he won't let me. Not bad. MK8, Pikmin 3, and Kirby Triple Deluxe. Interesting. I never did play Triple Deluxe. I heard good things about both Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot in particular. But the 3DS Kirby was not something I caught up on. Okay, tap this in the meantime. Oh, I just want to explore, poke around a bit. And the game's just not going to let me. There is a treasure chest that is tucked away on the right side. Hey, Boom Boom. Haven't seen him in a paper context forever. Oh, no. That's not Boom Boom. That's just a sumo, actually. Looks like a sumo from the Mondo stage of Super Mario World. Not only the Mondo stage, a couple of different stages. Oh, Junior is going to fly in. Haven't seen Junior all game. This is going to be quite a cast reunion. Bowser's devilish spawn. Yeah, I've heard fantastic things about Planet Robobot all around. There was a free demo that I played briefly, but, you know, free demos of Kirby, you're only going to see one stage. Did Bowser Jr. just get chopped? He just got chopped. Junior just got scissored. Look at that. With that, you know, red effect, that's like the assassinate chance effect in Fire Emblem, actually, where the screen turns red and you just have like a one-hit KO. He just got snipped. He got sniped and snipped. Okay, so we'll just dip him back in the Kid Icarus hot spring that just started all this to begin with. So yeah, we'll just hope that the Kid Icarus hot spring saves Junior. Look at the clown car as well. It's like the clown car has itself been bloodied. That is shockingly violent. There's a lot of stuff in this game that is subversively shocking by Nintendo standards, and that is one of them. Like, every now and then it just does something really dark. Okay, not going there. I was hoping that it would have some way forward, but I guess this will be a spatial puzzle to be resolving later. Yeah, total fatality. I mean, it's Bowser Jr. He's supposed to receive a babality. Which I guess should always have been called a natality. But, you know, Mortal Kombat will do what it does. And, yeah, I mean, you know, the comic's just going to railroad us back. Doesn't want us to hang around and explore too much while Bowser Jr. has been, like, chopped up into little pieces. It's like being fed into a wood chipper like in Fargo, right? Or something like that. Just feed him into a shredder. This is a very violent game in some ways. Like, you had that chapter earlier where all of the toads just got hole punched in the face, and Mario gets hole punched in the face right then. Now the Kid Icarus spring has been completely blocked by Chargent Chucks, it looks like. They totally look like Chucks. Full bus... whole very buff football team of Chucks, totally shredded. Well, I mean, one of them is ripped. It's the Chucks who are kind of shredded. Let's see what we can do with them. Oh my god, that's a lot of Chucks. Okay. Alright. I was doing terribly with my warm-up puzzles earlier. Let's see if we can actually salvage some of this. I think if we just have 2 hammer clusters... Oh, I didn't even see that Koopa shell there. That's part of the issue here, then. Koopa shell... Yeah, I can just move that out of the way, actually. Whoops. Move these guys in. Move that stack back in. Oh, wait. No, that's wrong. What was I doing then? Yes, move that stack, move this stack, move this stack. There we go. And, yeah, the Chucks are all just going to gang up on us here. We'd better hammer them as hard as we can, actually. Don't want to deal with these guys for too long. Yeah, they take a lot of punishment. And nope. Yikes. We'd better reduce their numbers. They've managed to get rid of the Koopa, at least. Could also land a POW on them. No, I'd better reduce their numbers. More chip damage here. There we go. Oh, okay. Kamek's actually going to help us out. Because Kamek is not folded. And that's how you know he's friendly. That was a ton of damage. What are we doing here? We want to... have 3 moves to line these guys up. Let's see, spinning the outer ring is not going to be very effective. Getting these guys in a position might be a little more effective. Getting this in a position is probably best. And then spin the center. Other thing I can do is yeah, we're going to be missing some regardless, so 2 clusters like that. Not great. Not great at all, actually. Okay. That was a dreadful solution. Not at all what I wanted. Okay, going to take some more punishment after this. And is he going to hit? Yes, he is. That helps. Let's maybe unlock Spa once again. And yeah, Electrodude, by the way, congratulations on a successful launch. I did see that the 2 of us and Warutso's Bone Storm were kind of packed together in spots 3, 4, and 5 on a super expert chart for a while. That's no longer the case, but I checked a couple times, and for a while we were the 3, 4, 5 cluster. And yeah, I don't know if you had that much of a chance to follow a lot of the playthroughs of your own creation. Okay, so he's kind of been patched together. Look at that clown car, though. That clown car is so wounded. Okay, so we know that the scissors are going to probably be the boss of this segment. Okay, so, well, I don't know if we want to operate that clown car at this point. That seems like a very shoddy repair job. Yeah, that's not really flight-worthy at all. Not going to achieve lift. So, I guess Bowser Jr. is just going to have to get straightened out. Let's clean him up. Okay, so maybe there's a cleaning spa and a de-greasing, like a flattening spa. Who knows? Basically just to get paper back into its proper condition. And, yep, here we are. Okay, I'm back to full HP at least, which is good after the total wreckage of that previous fight. I feel like there have been a number of games where a comic runs around carrying some kind of scroll, but this is the first time that that scroll would be a very hastily pieced together Bowser Jr. Okay, we did look at this previously. So we are past 2 and 3. And we're looking for 4, 6, 7, and the secret place. But realistically, just going to wander around. Comic, of course, making reference to his long history of infant delivery. Although I guess that's Baby Bowser Jr., as opposed to the Baby Bowser of Yoshi's Island. These guys just howling off the floor. And, yeah, finally getting some useful labor out of these guys. What's the hammer guy doing? Oh, he's just doing some repairs. Oh, folded soldiers. I guess we're going to have to bop some of them. VIP guess? Not if I have anything to say about it. So much for the VIPs. This guy's friendly. Getting up there seems to be something. Legendary items. Well, we did have one legendary hammer already that we just looted. So yeah, maybe we'll have some kind of massive money dump after all. Buy something for 10,000. All proceeds go to getting it right back in my hands. Yeah, you see what I'm saying about coin dumps that just kind of come out of nowhere in this game? We're gonna do it. I can afford it. I'm rich. Okay, that works. And he just abruptly stops sweeping. Bowser Jr. is going to be very callous about our display of wealth. What was over here? Ah, golden hammer. Let's just pick a fight. And yeah. Don't really quite have my head together for the puzzles today. From what I've been seeing so far. But we'll just try to get a decent cluster together. 3 moves. Ugh. Yeah, oh no, we can just probably slide these two into place. No, hang on. Not the middle one here. Like, we'd want these into place, and we could spin the central ones. Yeah, I'm not really as sharp about these as I tend to be usually, but we'll see if there's something that can be done here. We'll at least get one line going. And we'll just have to go with that. I mean, they are getting subtly more difficult in some ways. But I've also just had a little bit of trouble visualizing some patterns that I usually solve quickly. Like when I was doing the bit of a challenge mode at the beginning of the stream. So, just have to get warmed up, just have to get my head back into it. Oh, and, you know, he's going to help us out too. I keep forgetting to take the partner's assistance into account. It's been a while since we've had the partner's assistance to be relevant. I used quite a bit of that to get through the fights in Chapter 3 efficiently when we had the Professor Toad, archaeologist, whacking everything with a shovel, shoveling dirt into people's faces. But not since. And okay. Union break. Oh, and look at that. He's going to open up the shop. So I guess unlocking the Sniffets unlocks the shop. Flashy mushroom. Oh, we already have 2. I guess just that's the. I think it's the tier 3 mushroom. Shiny is the tier 2 mushroom. But I haven't used any of them. I've only ever used the tier 1 mushrooms that already restore 50 HP, and that's plenty to work with. We have enough cash to work with. Yeah, we can do this. Spent more than 30k. Silver membership. Okay. Applies to weapons and accessories. I didn't think it applied to things like trophies. But oh, look at that. We'd better equip that thing we were talking about. Hang on. I'll buy it just for the sake of buying it. I have not been using the legendary weapons as such. Yeah, we'll just have one of them in tow. Might as well just have that ready. In the meantime, let's head down here. Patch up this place a little bit. What are we looking at? Water Elemental Idol. And there seemed to be a location here that we could in fact attend to. Steps going down into the basement. But yeah, I mean, that suddenly cut our money supply by about 30% just between the 10k purchase and the 20k purchase. VIP pass, didn't we have one? Oh, no, we didn't actually. We just have the snap card. Okay, we need to get the VIP pass. Can we get that at the front desk? I guess we should find out. Also, did I check that? Yeah. Check the block. So, let's just continue poking around. Head over to the south side. And this has got to be a stamp station. Effective against crumples and wrinkles. Yeah, I mean, you know, spikes just do their job holding things up all day. He's used to that line of work. All full here? Not if I have something to say about it. No, I just want to whack this guy. Hang on. What's this? Dude, why? Yeah, he's friendly. He doesn't quite want us to do that to him. Okay, fine. Yeah, we can do that. It looks rather chaotic, but I think it is just going to be a lineup of the successive columns. It's not really that hard to visualize this one. Just have to look at the relative spacing between each of the columns on the dial, each of the axes. Okay. And it's a wave battle, so we are going to be in for wave 2. And wave 2 is all there is to it. That's too bad. It does look like we'll want 2 moves here. It does look like central rings will kind of do the job. We just have to actually dial any of these around the ways. No, because one of them... Yeah, because there's 2 spacing, 4 spacing... Okay. 2, 2, and... 5. Yeah, there's a little bit of spacing manipulation that we need to do here. I think. Or we can just do that. And bring that cluster around. No, that's not going to match up. Oh, wow. Running out of time. Okay. Not great. I feel like we could have done that way better, but the Goombas don't really take that much punishment. Oh, wow. Like, I nearly blown that as well, and hopefully we'll have Kamek here do a bit of a follow-up. Yeah. Not a great solution, but I feel like I've been saying that quite a lot in this session. Okay. And what are we looking at? This guy's still I say, dude, why? And did we actually soak here? No, we need to sit here for a bit to get Junior all uncreased. Now, how does Junior know what a wrinkly old grandpa is? I don't think he's ever really seen any kind of grandfatherly figure. Doesn't really look that uncrumpled to me, but... okay. I'll take your word for it. Folds and smudges. I see. So yeah, we'll just have to clear the Guardian fight at each of the spa locations. And right, the bottom left corner earlier that we checked was where a secret location is marked on the map. Concealed location. So we'll just check every corner. Looks like we need to go northeast. So, yeah, sure, why not? I'll pay all of you off. We have cash to throw around. I kind of wonder what the experience is like for people who do not have cash to throw around, like what they have to go through in order to make all that happen. But pretty much every time I've been asked to pay up in this game, I've just paid up. And I'm sure there must be an alternative option. But we don't know what that option is, and I've had no reason to know. A lot more screaming than you'd expect in a hot spring, I see. Ah, okay, that's gonna go upstairs. Oh, okay, it looks like that's unconventional. Careful, careful. Yeah, that looks perhaps not what we expect. Oh yeah, Paxman, have a good night. And I appreciate the kind thoughts about child cleansing. It's a good practice for doing plenty of that in real life, I'm sure. You know, in case your children ever get snipped into pieces. Clean the roof, and then I clean the coin. What's next, boss? Yeah, we've got something else to interact with up here, I'm sure. Look at that accessory merchant that's over on that far-flung island. We need to figure out how to get there eventually. Looks like we have that ominous looking piping as well. That's just a pipe works behind Bowser's castle. Can I just drop off? Yes, I can. And I do not take fall damage. Why do I need to be careful? I mean, I'm sure that currently it damages you or something instead of working properly. Oh, there's a coin back there. Aha! Looks like we need to do a pipe repair on the blue pipe. That's going to be the way of things. 3 moves. Okay, let's just try to simplify. Three moves, though. Looks like we'd want to bring that in if we can. We'll move here. Yeah. This is not going to be great, actually. I guess we technically have a bit of a line there? No, not really. Not fond of that solution. Cluster. Yeah, some of these 3-move sequences can be tricky. Sure. That's going to line up neatly. Except then we would need to... yeah. I got it. split those over. Put those over here. Not too bad. Don't know if our regular boots do enough at this point in the game after the HP buffs we have collected. I guess not. Well, in that case, let's maybe let Comic have a chance to hit everybody. Follow-up could very well do something. Yep. 38 damage from Comic. That's lots to work with. Okay, let's fix the pipe. Also, going to switch back to Cherry Blossoms. I just find that prettier. Okay, that works. I should check the right side here in case there is something. Nope, that's just exit only. Now does this work? Looks good to me. And we'll see if that restores some operation. Ah, unfolded. Flat as the day I was born. Kind of wonder if there will be any further interactions with the sequence of springs. You know, having to get the smudges and folds off some other objects in a less linear fashion. Oh, Olivia is not doing so well, given that Olivia is folded, and getting her unfolded is probably bad for her health. She was kind of enjoying the other ones, but the thing is, like, she's supposed to be folded, so... I have some experience folding Lord Bowser's laundry. This is going to be a disaster. Let's watch. He's going to lose access to developmental powers or something and just come out as a... Well... Not too much of a mess, actually. Yeah, bad idea to dunk Origami in that, which, by the way, is interesting. Because you can see that this is the one spring where the enemy that you have to defeat is not taking a bath inside. Because the enemies are the folded soldiers. And so it wouldn't make any sense for them to be dunking themselves in here. Hence why you have to take out the hammer at the back instead. So, they did put a lot of thought into this. That the enemy would not be something that you would fight in here. Oh. Might as well do that. Hopefully earn our way to the VIP lounge. Okay, we're missing one more spa. Gotta check this end over here. Did I... Question block up ahead. Spring of Jungle Mist. Ah, yes. And you can see some video game physics in action right there. Naturally, I am curious about what this is. Oh, in heaven. Okay. That's what they're supposed to be. Oh. Oh, okay. Maybe this guy mans the other shop. Let's check the legendary shop to see if anything is now in stock so we can perhaps dump some more coins. And when I swing back, I'll check that question block as well, I'm sure. Yeah, legendary boots and hammer. Hang on just a moment. We'll Probably should have kept this on just for the savings. But then we'll switch back to cherry blossoms afterwards. Sure, we'll buy some. And why not a second? Not that we've needed to use anything that high tier, but unlocking membership cards is a perk. Top tier, okay. Yeah, I dislike you at least too, I guess. Won't really be doing that much item shopping soon though, so... Whoops. Maintain that, and the pedometer. And... I'm going to head up here to check that question block. Okay. I suppose Bowser Jr. didn't really receive any formal flight training. He would have gotten into far less sticky situations if he had. You know, learn a few things about responsible handling of clown car craft. I see another block location up ahead. Whoa, let's avoid that guy. Yeah, you see that block spot there. But all of this is guarded right now, and so let's just leave it for later. And head back to the Jungle Spa. Jungle Spa, which oddly enough is the one that will involve removing smudges. How are we doing here? Spring of Jungle Mist. And we'll see who we fight to get that unlocked. Okay. Looks like this is going to be its own area. That is a pretty suspicious looking tree, just given how readily accessible all of the other springs were. It's like they don't want you to be unfolded. Oh, somebody's wrecked this place. Probably that pair of scissors. Why are the bridges broken everywhere? Because they were snipped by the scissors. I'm sure. Okay, we'll find another way. And meantime, just check everything. Looks like this will probably not be the way to go. It's in here. Very difficult to spot, actually. But I don't think there's anything else to check in that passage. So let's see what kind of jungle combat is going to lie in wait. Nothing too suspicious so far. It's going to bushwhack our way over and see what's in this clearing. Looks like a fork in the path. Naturally, I'm going left because right seems to be closer to the intended path. No. Comic sense. Comic sense. This looks like it's going to be like an instant kill thing. You never know with this game, like it does instant game overs from time to time. Yeah, comic sense. Is it going to let me? Wait, what if I say I listen to Kamek and I actually go the other way instead? What happens there? No, I'm gonna check the other direction for sure, but... Okay, just lets me travel. Yeah, no, we'll go Kamek's way. Don't want to get locked behind anything. And we see bees back there. Wonder if they'll be the Paper Mario debut of the 3D World Sting Bees, or if it's going to be something else. 3D, yeah. Yes, we're going to follow Kamek, our fearless leader. Oh, and interesting that they're just going to say that Olivia was wrong. Like we explored the other path that we would have hit a dead end. Yes, I'm following Kamek. Yes. Okay, actually, no, let's go back then. I know I'm not really doing this in a very sensible order, but I'm just trying to poke around and unlock what interactions I can. So let's see what Olivia was supposedly so wrong about, because now I'm quite curious. Probably just a dead end, yeah. Ah, okay, and if you take the wrong path, then you get ambushed by ninjas. That's fine. I don't mind a bit of a fight just to practice against this pattern. Also just see some new enemies for the sake of collection. Looks like we would want... this, and then a 3-move sequence. 3-move sequence would allow you to slot that in. How? Want to move that over by a spot. Hang on. Could also be moving... Yeah, no, I need to think about a 2-move transposition in order to bump that guy 1 slot. And not currently clear to me how it's going to happen. I've seen very similar patterns before, of course. I think it's just going to be 1 slot over, 1 slot over, yeah. Yeah, no. I don't have my head on straight with this today. For some reason. Okay, fine. We'll just do it this way. Unfortunate. But we'll deal with it. And hopefully have enough outgoing damage to stuff these guys in the meantime. Kamek is going to do a line hit. And yeah, going to be rather imperfect. But you know, the difficulty of the game is meant to progress, and so I do like that the difficulty progression in this game doesn't just come from numbers and comes from the increasing complexity of the puzzle-solving patterns instead. That is, I think, fairly satisfying. Probably want to, for instance, swing that, swing the middle over. Probably want a ring move. One of the rings that is unaffected. If we can somehow get an appropriate spacing. Except it's only going to be a 1-space gap. We need to take advantage of the 2-space gap. And do a double rotation. Yeah, hang on. Totally flubbing these two. Yeah, let's just get a 2 cluster here. It's okay, just gotta get back into it. I mean, it could be that it is appreciably getting harder in some subtle ways when it comes to the familiarity of some of the patterns and the interdependence of blocking moves. And it's not just that I'm playing worse today. But even by the standards of some of the simpler and familiar puzzles, it does kind of seem like I'm playing worse today. Which is unfortunate. Alright, we'll muddle through it. Only way through that is to practice, of course, so taking a wrong path and picking some fights is probably the right way to go. Speaking of the right way to go, let's head back here and trust Kamek once again. We did see a bee here. And yeah, if these are in fact the 3D World Sting Bees, that will be their debut in in Paper Mario, rather. And yeah, it is Sting Bee. It must have been in 3D Land as well, right? Like, I don't remember which of the games they debuted in, but obviously the 3D Land and 3D World games introduced a pretty considerable enemy roster that was brand new. Standard boots are probably not going to be enough, I would estimate. Let's actually get some flashy boots back in here. We got, yeah. And a hammer cluster on the nipper plants should be the best way to deal with them. Wow, didn't think that we would fall short of damage there. Just go standard. And it should be enough with the line bonus. Kamek's just going to miss anything that's in mid-air, apparently. Bumble bump. Yep, as always, really quite nice to see the entirety of Mario history brought into this. Across a very broad range of the series, so who knows who else we'll see from the 3D era. Oh, it looks like a Mache. Okay, Mache Piranha. Now, is there a way for me to bust this guy without being devoured, or do I need to take 10 HP hit? Difficult to say, but that's a bit of a secret passage. Obviously worth checking. Don't know if this is an optional thing or side content. Oh, hands. Oh, it's a matching game, okay. Okay. could very well come in handy. Handy. But we'll finish this off before we proceed. No. The boots. And just back into the shiny tier. Okay, let's rip this off. Repair this now. Grab some cash in the meantime. Okay. Oh, look at that. We got treasure. There we are. And there's Junior. Yeah, this is one of the few NPC reactions to trophies, actually. But Bowser Jr. does have a certain vanity that, I guess, conditions him to do that. And pay special attention to images of the self. Okay, confetti. Definitely see a bit of a, not a boss, but a piranha location up ahead. Sweet sap logins. And yeah, this is one of the more open, explorable areas that we've had in quite some time in this game. Haven't been seeing a lot of those lately. Guess that would have been the path blocker to the other side. Let's just move in and we'll check the other path eventually, I'm sure. Have I fought piranhas at all in this game? Yeah, much earlier, I think. Or maybe not. Full-scale piranhas are going to be kind of a high-tier enemy in this game. That's true of a lot of Paper Mario, actually. Looks like we will want this up by one step. This up by one step. Oh no, we only have two moves, okay. In that case, having these guys here. Well, we want a cluster of three somehow. Let me just think about this. Move this guy in. There we are. That's got to be hammers for sure. I mean, they're plants. Oh, we actually missed one in the back. Okay. They're plants. I feel like Fire Hammer might actually be worthwhile here. Some of them are jumping plants as well. Yep, 30-something damage there with fire. Still not going to be enough to take out those. Why don't we take a flashing hammer to these, see what happens. Just to get a decent sense of damage numbers we're dealing with. Okay, that guy's going to be alive after all this time. And as a piranha plant, he's just projecting. I don't know if he's jumpable when he's tilted forward like that. I kind of don't want to risk it. On the other hand, he's tilted forward like that, and maybe a hammer is not necessarily going to be in a safe zone either, but yes, it is. Okay. And we can deal with this area. Yeah, eventually I do want to go back to Olivia's other suggestion just to see what we missed. Some pretty deadly piranhas up front, more sting bees. And okay. 3 moves. Looks like we'd want some kind of outside line move. Or maybe just bring this guy in and... Yeah, some of the 3-move transpositions are really pretty tricky, but... I think if I manage to bring this guy through... Also a bit difficult to see some of their positioning sometimes. Quite possibly bring this in and just spin. Yeah, we'll just get these 2 in. That's not going to be great. And we'll just do 2 rounds of boots on one of them, just to get some of the numbers under control. Hope that 30 damage is going to be enough to work with. And it actually isn't. So yeah, I should take out that entire stack just to simplify. Very inefficiently done. But it's okay. Comic will assist. Yeah. Nope, that's going to be a move here. I have to watch their shadows. It's a little bit difficult to watch their positioning sometimes when they are suspended in the air like that. Comic should be able to land a finisher, I hope. Yeah, pretty close. Okay, let's see here. Nothing going on. We'll just have to beat all of these up. One at a time. Oh, I see a hand power that is being held by one piranha plant that's not juggling a spike ball. I feel like I've kind of had my fill of piranhas and spike balls recently, of course, for reasons that will be obvious. I think we've had enough of them for now. That's okay. Let's go Flashy Hammer with the bonus. I think we'll be fine. We've seen enough piranhas for a while. Yeah, we'll actually just take out these guys on the side and let Comic do the rest, perhaps. Oops. Should have just gone fire in the first place, just to get them all in one shot. Is that going to be enough? No. They take significant punishment. And you should be able to do a pretty efficient hammer cluster. There we go. And that should do it. Yeah, might as well pick a fight with all of them. I mean, we just need this guy technically, but it would be nice to clear some space. Okay. This one's going to be a bit trickier, I think. Want a cluster like that. Oh, I see, because the guy just kind of hides from the board. 2 moves? Yeah, that's fine, actually. We just create a hammer cluster this way. Let's actually go fire hammer this time. Should be doing plenty. And the comic can get a finisher off them if I just drop some flashy iron on them first. And yeah, their HP pool is somewhere north of 40. But it's going to be plenty. Okay. Starting to play some of this properly again. After far too long. And let's see what we can do about these guys. A big stack once again. Looks like we would want to move these guys down first. These guys over. And these guys down another stack. Yeah, that's one of the movements we've been looking for that I've not been doing properly up to this point. But starting to get it together. Starting to make it work. I don't like the look of that spike ball guy at the end when it comes to vulnerability to a jump line, so why don't we just spike these ones on the right instead? Hopefully let Kamek do the rest. Okay, jumping piranhas take 40. Standard piranhas, or the Patuis, don't seem to. We can try to drop a flashy on these guys, though. Or possibly a Fire Flower. Yeah, that would be good, actually. It'll do partial damage. Kamek can go for the finish. I think that's probably ideal, given their vulnerability to fire. Which, by now, we know all about. It's the inputs, but we'll do it. Hey, Awesome Lamp, welcome back. And that's the hand. Let's talk to the hand. Yeah, Awesome Lamp, hope you're doing well. I'm kind of glad on my end to be taking a short break from Mario Maker after a fairly sizable launch of a new level that we uploaded yesterday, which has been rather widely played. Oh, look at that chump. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. Surely we get to fight him. I guess he's one of the big Mache chomps. And yeah, that's going to be the jungle monster. His corruption? Yeah. He would love it. Kind of interesting, of course, that the large-scale Mache enemies are, if anything, reminiscent of some of the large-scale comic transformations in Yoshi's Island. Which is what happens to Bowser himself. Young Bowser, not to be confused. Baby Bowser, not to be confused with Bowser Jr., who was only much later introduced in Sunshine. Let's take out some ninjas in the meantime. Okay, we have the 3 ring moves that are available. Kind of want to see about what we can do to manipulate that guy's position back. Yeah, not too fond of that. Gotta rethink this, I think. Yeah, need to find some way to do a 3-move transposition just to get that guy moved back without affecting the rest of the stack. It's going to require a certain ring positioning to get these all lined up, and I'm not quite sure what that's going to be. Could be... Let's see here. Not really seeing it, which is unfortunate. Not really seeing it at all, to be honest. 3 moves. Yeah, I have to figure out how to do that transposition. That's just a simple sequence of moves that we need to figure out and will be part of the standard toolkit that we bring in with us. So, unfortunately, not really demonstrating much mastery of the ring battle system in this session. Let's just try to take out what we can. And Explicit 200, thank you for the party of 6. I'm going to give you a bit of a shout out here. Let me just finish this battle. We'll do that. You all came in just in time, of course, to just watch me embarrass myself with some of the battles that have not been going too well in this session. Now let me just hop in a quick little shout out to your channel. Very kind of you to bring in a crew like that. And yeah, we're doing alright. Had a pretty decent launch of a new Mario Maker creation yesterday. Okay, so they're going to clone themselves. Some of the clones do 0 damage, so they're not going to be too much of an issue. It's just going to be an illusion more than anything. Explicit 2-1 was embarrassing himself too? Okay, well, I mean, that's what Twitch is for. So yeah, welcome everybody who is new. This is most of the time a Mario Maker stream if you haven't been here before. But over the past week we have been running Paper Mario quite exhaustively, and we're reasonably close to the end. This is one of the late game zones at this point. Still have to figure out some method of dealing with that guy that doesn't require taking damage. So yeah, up to this point in the game, I think I was most of the time fairly sharp about working the battle system. Today we've been failing at it more often than not, and part of it is difficulty progression, and part of it is just, you know, not visualizing the puzzles properly. So yeah, welcome one and all. Bowser's going to guess. I liked Bowser's guess. The comic has been right every time. We're following Bowser. Yep. We'll try the other paths afterwards if we are able to come back here and explore some more, which I am sure we must be, given some of the optional content. Yeah, it's rigged. But it's rigged in such a way that we'll pick a fight with somebody. Maybe. Okay, we just got chumped. That was unexpected. Yeah, I mean, this series, Paper Mario in general is kind of known for cutscene kills like that. When you see a save block, you start to see it coming. We hadn't encountered one like that in quite a while, though. It's been a long time. No, it's not the first time that this game has done it, but I think that's probably our third game over screen this game. And none of those game over screens have actually involved losing in the context of a battle. I still don't trust Olivia. Lord Bowser does the opposite of what I say. Yeah. It is straight up pick a path, but that's why they give you a save block immediately before that. I did hear that apparently this game does have some kind of save file marker. Whoa. Oh, I guess we could actually run away from that. Apparently this game actually does have some kind of save file marker for clearing the entire thing without seeing the game over screen. But yeah, Paper Mario is a series that is known to do stuff like this from time to time. It doesn't do so unfairly, but it does it. Oh wow, explicit 200. Thank you so much for that. Very kind of you to do so. Okay, let's do this again. You do obviously get a chance to run from that, so we'll do it. I mean, Olivia's paths at least have not been too bad about killing us, but we get a chance to run. And yep, Chomp's gonna get trapped. Kind of got some bad dental work on that Chomp there. Not exactly domesticated. Can I whack this guy? No. Oh, he just barks at me. And we'll just move on. Okay, so we did finally make it to the other side. And so, Explicit 200, what were you streaming on your side, just out of curiosity? How were you delighting in the process of streamers making fools of themselves? Who's ready for a hot spring and 2 triangles for arms? Okay. Yeah, Comic was actually 100% correct. I mean, he knows his way around here. I think he's just familiar with the grounds. Timely retreating and tactical covering, yep. Good advice. Very good advice. No, Olivia, I don't think that's how it works. Oh, Neo 2, okay, yeah. Well, I hope that went well for you. That is not a game or a series I played. I mean, I do know what it is, I just haven't played it. What do you make of that other tree? That one seems to be defying laws of paper gravity. Yeah, this is a particularly secluded spring for something that is just supposed to unsmudge you. Yeah. We'll probably have to find the hand power or something and just pull that thing down. In the meantime, let's do a bit of a patch job. Challenge run while not sober, I mean, I guess doing it while not sober is part of the challenge in the challenge run. So, Not going to judge anybody for that. Okay, looks like we probably have to match that up. As with Leaf signaling the matching game in some previous segments, like we saw earlier in this very jungle. Okay. Yeah, this is something I'm playing sober, but on very little sleep. We had a fairly intense Mario Maker weekend, and nice to just kind of step back from that for a bit. We do need to find something to match to hand at this point. Need to find some more confetti as well, but then whacking the bushes should be sufficient to do that. Oh, totally missed the first strike attack on the Nipper plant. So yeah, you can see how badly we've been doing these puzzles today. I usually am pretty decent at them. Today that has not been the case. This one, however, has been a pretty simple sequence to see. Okay, that came together quickly. Cannot jump on these safely without iron, so let's do that. Yeah, have a good night, Explicit, and thank you once again for bringing some audience members over. And also for the gift sub. That is very kind of you, and I appreciate your support of the channel, so hope to see you around some more. Okay. So much for that. In the meantime, this is just going to give me an invisible block. That's not the solution we need, but I think if we drop down this side, we could get somewhere. No, we can't. Oh, no, here's the matching leaf. There we are. And the hand power is going to drop right here for us to grab that ladder and yank it. Here we go, that does the trick. Let's head on up. Okay, left gives us the higher vantage point, and a save block for that matter. Looks like we can also go down, which is interesting. Didn't expect that. That seems to be a partly hidden location, but nothing substantial. We want to check this side as well before we head on upstairs. Okay. Once again, nothing too substantial, but worth checking for the sake of completionism. And let's just give that a tap and move on. Okay, what are we looking at? Comic's just going to run off, okay. Oh, because the chomp decided to carve a path. Oh, here we go, chase sequence. Okay. Barely dodged that. I wonder if I'm allowed to go back down. The answer is no. I mean, it's not the jungle that's the problem. It's just the one chomp that is chomping everything. I don't know if we'll actually have the means to eventually get rid of him. Okay. That guy's just going to spit a few times. Don't know if we can maybe pick a fight with him by deflecting anything. No. Kind of nice to know we can deflect the fireballs on the field, but... Oh, that's gruesome. Yuck. I mean, I guess he's hungry. Very, very hungry. And that's okay. Still not as gruesome a death as what Bowser Jr. experienced much earlier. Those of you who just came in, This subplot in the game was initiated in first place because Bowser Jr. was just straight up murdered. Just got chopped into pieces. One of the more violent fates that has been visited upon a core Nintendo character in recent memory. Like, that's the kind of thing that's never making it into Smash Brothers, I can tell you that. Okay, so here we are at the spa. It is empty and the toad is sad. We have to plug this. Out of order. Well, I mean, you know, I guess the difficulty of reaching this place is why it has not been repaired to begin with. Very difficult to call in the maintenance crew. Okay, drain plug is still on the island somewhere, and we hopefully won't have to backtrack too much to find it, but then there were some alternate paths that were worth checking as well. We'll eventually want to stamp this before we're completely out. Once we have taken a bath. This is a pull cord. Haven't seen those since quite early in the game. This is a passageway that lets you talk to Spike. No, let's not get off the island. We will need to hunt around a little bit more, though. And maybe this guy mans a shop or something. Okay. Hand power is probably going to... Oh, there's the plug. That's up the tree. We'll pull that down in a second. I just want to scan around to see if we missed anything else in this vicinity. Really check this side. Okay, fine. We'll just grab the plug. Actually, you can see it from all the way down here. Okay, here we go. Gotta grab that thing, whack it, and that's fine. That works. Don't know how it got up there in the first place. Maybe the chomp decided to grab it with its teeth and charge all the way upstairs. That looks like there are a whole bunch of things to pull here too. Okay, so yeah, it is a workplace safety violation, but that's not really my problem. Three weeks notice? Well, you can see why. It takes some time to get up here. Unless, of course, you have a functional clown car or some other form of aerial transportation. Okay, the Spring of Jungle Mist. So we'll take a dip. We'll get those smudges off of Junior. Junior will be back in working order, and then we'll stamp the card, and maybe we'll be able to ride the clown car away. Waxing. I don't know if that's this kind of spa. Junior is going to take a nice long dunk, and he looks absolutely pristine. Well, Olivia at least is still remaining folded this time, instead of completely falling apart like she did in the previous fountain. That looks like it's going to be a mistake. I think that's a bad idea. It's going to lead us to some kind of grand finale. Oh, he's been completely washed off. Okay. Yep, he's lost all his color. I mean, if you played the previous game Color Splash, you I don't know what that means. He's pretty much been drained of his HP. I mean, color just gets slowly hammered away in that game as you beat up your enemies. Okay, so we probably need to open the final location that was secreted away, and which requires access by way of a VIP card. Having completed all of the stamps on a stamp card, I think the VIP pass is likely what we will receive. We'll go down to the VIP lounge, and that will be some kind of makeshift dungeon area, I'm sure. I'm sure that's what's going to happen. You need me in full color? Okay, fine. You don't look too bad in monochrome, but let's just get that stamped. Okay, back to the front desk, and we will grab the VIP pass. If Junior were functional, we could have just taken a clown car, I'm sure, but instead, it's going to roll us all the way back down. I don't know if there's going to be a simple way to get back there quickly. That's just the start of the jungle zone. I kind of want to go back in and explore the other Olivia dead end from earlier, just to see what happens. Because there was one passage that we didn't take. It was clearly going to be a dead end, but I don't know if there was perhaps anything that would be collectible or otherwise interactable. Yeah, so it was Comic to the left that first time, and then Olivia to the left later. See, there's a sting bee awaiting us already. And we'll take care of them in waves. 3 waves. Pretty intense. But nothing we can't handle, unless, of course, I completely mess up this transposition once again. No, I know how this is going to work, don't I? Don't I? I think I do, because I move this. I move the top piece. And then I get one more shift after that. Yeah, this particular arrangement has been one that's been giving me a bunch of trouble all day, and I feel like I'm missing something really obvious. Actually, I am missing something extremely obvious. No, 2 pieces like that, that's just transposes to the other side. We'll just, yeah. No, it's the way that they're flying, and their shadows are actually not sitting in locations that are immediately clear. That's the thing that's throwing me off. Pretty consistently, in fact. But that transposition has been throwing me off all day. Like, I don't actually have the 3-move sequence to solve that effectively just yet. And we're going to have to develop that eventually to stand much of a chance. It's okay, we'll reduce their numbers in the meantime. Take a bit of punishment, sure. Still 2 waves to go in this set. Yeah, I'll need to think about that kind of puzzle separately, I think. Once I can solve that pattern reliably, we're going to be in significantly better shape. Yeah, that's going to line both of those up. 2 moves allows me to get those in a hammer stack. Easy to visualize. With the benefit of the damage bonus, Flashy should be able to take these out in one go. And it does. Hammer should be able to take out this stack in one go. And let's see about that. Okay. So yeah, this was the optional Olivia route earlier, and we do see that there is a little bit of a confetti patch to link up over here, and that'll be pretty much it for this zone, except of course for the Olivia path at the three-way fork later, which I think probably just leads you to a chomp death, but I'm kind of curious. Because we know the Bowser path was a chomp death. We know the comic path was a chomp chase. Doesn't guarantee by any means that chomp death will also be the outcome for where Olivia wanted me to go. So, just want to check it. I'm going to spend too much time retreading this stuff, but I am always a little bit too curious for my own good. Skip the Dingy fight. Yeah, here's the save block. And we'll have the three-way death fork. Right path was Olivia's path, and the chomp, at any rate, is kind of gone now. But unless it jumps me, this should probably just be a dead end of the standard style. Yeah, okay. Nothing too spectacular then. Guess we'll just head back. Of course, now all the chomp chasing is out of the way. I don't know if much else has been disabled in terms of event triggers. And back we go. Just shortcut our way as much as possible, which won't really be a very significant gain, but yeah, this will be an obstacle that remains as before. And yeah, check that passageway already. Don't know if there's anything else like that that we might have missed. Something unlockable by tapping relatively obvious walls. And let's head back to the lobby. Going to be a lengthy and circuitous journey, but we will make it back. So, what else are we looking at here? Yep, just going to head back to the main plaza once we take the aerial platform. Yeah, no wonder service there is so slow when it comes to getting a plumber up there to actually make some substantial repairs. Okay, so let's take a peek. I don't think we unlocked anything else in the meantime in terms of shops, but this looks like it might be something. Parts. And accessory shop. Yes, because the accessory guy was up there on the top right. Still haven't seen what to do with him yet. The accessory guy in the island that's just out of view in the top right, when you can see from this angle. 10,000? Yeah, we'll buy it. Just going to spend as greedily as the game will let me, given that we do have the cash to throw around. I don't think I'll be able to make it up to the accessory vendor until I'm allowed to head up to Bowser's Castle, so unless I see something to convince me otherwise, probably best to leave him for the time being. Of course, we could have missed something around the side here, but I somehow doubt it. It's going to be some other takeoff point that we have not yet seen. Look at that little toad house door, actually. That's on the bottom level of that island. If there's a safe way to drop into that, that would be great. I think that is kind of a platform landing, though. Didn't notice that previously, but that looks significant. So we'll just keep an eye out for some kind of passage that will be able to get us down there. Possibly by running around back here. Oh, we got some folded soldiers. And yeah, we have also a toad door here as well, a mushroom door. Could just be a coffee shop, could be a fax machine warp point. Okay, let's just not make too much of a mess out of this. 2 moves. 2 moves. Let's not overcomplicate things. Okay, that's plenty. And we have more flashy hammers to go around, so I'm not too concerned about ammunition. Seems to be chicken, we're doing alright. Hope things have been going well on your end as well, that everything has been nice and purple. Okay, these guys are going to fan out. And let's see how much of a mess we're going to make this time. Not too much of a mess, actually. That's fairly straightforward. Let's go flashy. Going to be slight overkill, but whatever simplifies things. Actually, standard hammer would have been fine because Kamek would have been able to help us with the finisher. That's okay. Don't need to be that incredibly thrifty. And what do we got here? Earth Elemental Idol. $1K. $1K. A lot of money to go around. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Maybe it will give us some kind of teleport point. And indeed, it is the sensor. Kamek and Junior are not going to be joining us. Yeah, that's going to be the fax machine back to the central lab. This technician is going to have wings because he is, of course, working a double assignment as an employee of the sensor lab and also somebody who is a member of staff over here and has therefore earned his wings. Don't know if there was anything newly attainable over here. I think we've pretty much done everything that can be done. But we are in the meantime going to get 100% all sorted out. Noticeably, I did not find a fax travel point that was in the Great Sea. I'm missing one, looks of it. Okay, 3 in the morning? Yeah, you have a good night. You are about to reach a point of collapse. But yeah, thank you for dropping by and saying hello. Always appreciated. Oh, still haven't seen our pathway over to that hut on a lower level yet. It's quite possible that I just need to fall off into it, but I don't really see that as being safe. I mean, we could try it, but I doubt it's going to work. So the spot I'm talking about is the one that is below here. Trying to see if we can just, ooh, make a jump for it. 10,000 coins there is, of course, from the step meter. That just rewards you with 10k every time you take 10k steps if you do have the accessory mounted and ready to go. Yeah, fax travel, exactly. So, Electrodude, that's the thing, right? Like, a fax is a facsimile, and so by that logic, I mean, I guess it's sort of Star Trek teleporter philosophy we're dealing with here, but when you are faxed over to a different location, Like, does that just kill the original Mario and create a new one that replicates his consciousness as a copy? As a clone in the other location? Because I feel like that's the way it must work. It's a bit dark, but seems like the sensible implementation. Okay. Did I manage to fill up my snap card? Yes, I did. Many of our clients seem to have a hard time making it to all 4 of our springs. That would be because of the deadly attack chomp that has devoured all of them on the way to the 4th. VIP card, okay. Well, I know exactly where to get with that. Olivia strongly undervalues the power of the VIP pass. The Spring of Rainbows. Rainbow Road. Haha, palate cleansing. That's really quite a good pun. That's very clever. Given how many people actually do confuse the 2 words, palate, like P-A-L-A-T-E, and palate, P-A-L-E-T-T-E, kind of nice to have a context where it actually makes sense to talk about palette cleansing in relation to the color palette. Not as easy to find. We already did see the steps down to it, though. And it is technically marked on the map. Yeah, poor Junior, he's fading. He's fading. Okay. So let's try to get some color restoration going. This guy's hiding out now. He was fine earlier. Oh, he's just assisting with the gardening. Yeah, still have to think about 2 secret locations. The location that you see to the right and the location that you see now in the top right on the screen. So we'll have to figure out how to eventually get to those, just to pop some of those accessories. Oh, these guys who are makeshift VIPs.